The following video that you're about to watch, I'm asking you to please watch it with an open mind. The premise is to listen to the video and see and know exactly what they're doing in their time frame. I may not be able to see the world that they're trying to produce, but my children and my grandchildren will. And that's why I prepare. That's why I strive to survive, to pass on my legacy of knowledge and insights with my experience, strength, and hope in preparedness. Watch the following video, leave a comment, thank you, like, and share. Have a blessed day.
Pushing and moving for one world government and one world control of everyone and everything because of the climate. This is mentioned in the Bible that the world would be controlled by a one world superpower eventually. This may be the beginning stages of that now, or just a form of global elites trying to push for one world tyrannical control. It's happened all throughout history. This is something we have to keep an eye on. They're pushing more for it every single day. Let's take a look at some of the things they're moving forward with right now. This concept of a 15-minute city is something they are obsessed with getting everybody living within so close of quarters within a city that they only have to walk 15 minutes to do anything they want. Job, shopping, grocery shopping, having fun, everything within a 15-minute walk.
Now what they're slamming us with is these 15-minute cities. Make no mistake, it's not about your convenience. It's not that they want you to be able to, have all of these places that you need to get to very close. And it's not about saving the planet either, by the way. The 15-minute cities, they will have to have those before they can lock you down. And that's what we're talking about here. So in Great Britain, some county already passed legislation. They will be able to impose a climate lockdown. That's the next step. That's what we're talking about. So in order to do that, they will have to have these 15-minute cities.
NEOM, or the line that's being built in Saudi Arabia, is the epitome of this, really. It's a 15-minute city where everything you need is within this 15-minute walk.
For too long, humanity has existed within dysfunctional and polluted cities that ignore nature. Now, a revolution in civilization is taking place. Imagine a traditional city and consolidating its footprint, designing to protect and enhance nature. The line will be home to 9 million residents and will be built with a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. And we are designing it to provide a healthier, more sustainable quality of life. The line's communities are organized in 3 dimensions. Residents have access to all their daily needs within 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And the line's infrastructure makes it possible to travel end to end in 20 minutes with no need for cars, resulting in 0 carbon emissions.
And they're trying to make this look really luxurious and cool so people are on board with this type of idea. But yeah, again, you'll have nothing outside of this 15-minute walk that you're allowed to do. As you can see, looking from the outside, there's no roads leading up to this. There's no doors on this building. They want you to just have and probably rent your little apartment inside a 15-minute city. They don't want you to have a home or to have land, any private property, not even cars.
We meet for the 20th. I hope I will have the pleasure still to be invited for the meeting. When we meet for the 20th Governance Summit, you will use the app like Uber. But not anymore to call some driver, but automatically guided car, a self-driven car, will come to your hotel or wherever you are and will bring you to the airport. No, Los Angeles is one of the cities with the heaviest traffic. Who told me in 2030 Los Angeles will be private car driven free. And this will allow to transform highways into parks and other public spheres.
Isn't it funny funny how these elites who love to push the control and the problem of what's going on with the climate are the worst offenders of CO2 emissions? They'll even admit this if you confront them with it.
Are you the right messenger on this? Because you fly private planes a lot, and you're creating a lot of greenhouse gases yourself.
Yeah, I probably have one of the highest greenhouse gas footprints of anyone on the planet. You know, my
Kind of ironic.
personal flying alone is gigantic.
This is all truly about control, not about the climate.
And this leads me to the fourth difference of this technological revolution. It changes not only what we are doing, it changes us. Because it's a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological spheres. It's the integration of those spheres. Just think of sensors planted into our brains. The opportunities are immense. And we have to prepare ourselves already now.
This article just came out a week ago and says, study finds humans are contributing to global warming by breathing. The World Economic Forum even admits that net zero emissions is an unattainable goal. From this article on June 17th, 2021, this chart shows the energy milestones we need to reach to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. Says within the article, even if all existing climate pledges are achieved, they won't be enough to reduce global energy-related CO2 emissions to net zero by 2050, which means limiting the global temperature rise to 1.5 Celsius could be impossible. So if the goal of net zero emissions is unattainable, but the only way to get closer to that is with more mandates and more laws and more taxes and more control, then the only answer to even get close to that is just completely egregious and outlandish laws, mandates, taxes, fines, and control. This type of world control is exactly what the book of Daniel and Revelation prophesies will happen in the end times. We should be on alert for attempts of this control because it's been attempted all throughout history, and reject all forms of tyranny until Jesus Christ returns. We can see it's as clear as day. This is completely about control and nothing else. It's important to remember that the history of the world has dictators turning freedom into tyranny. Evil has to be rejected on every level. Even from the wrong abuses of freedom that we saw in 2020, enough people resisted, and now the hospitals and even the United States military are begging people to come back to the jobs that they were kicked out of. Until Jesus returns, we need to stand up against evil, against corruption, and against injustice, and stand up for freedom for all people everywhere. Most importantly, the freedom that comes through accepting Jesus Christ, but also from freedom against corruption.